Our job is to train the next generation of F-15C fighter pilots.
What if I told you you could be a fighter pilot as a part-time job, 1 weekend a month or 2 weeks out of the year? Now, there are multiple paths you can take to become a fighter pilot in the United States Air Force. However, only one path gives you the ultimate flexibility that allows you to fly fighter jets and also have a career in the civilian world as well. That allows you to serve your country in the state you call home, where you don't have to move your family to another state or another country every couple of years. It might sound too good to be true, but I promise it's real. Today, I'm here at the 173rd Fighter Wing at Kingsley Field, Oregon, to give you a glimpse at one of the best kept secrets in the entire Air Force and show you what your life could look like as a fighter pilot in the United States Air National Guard.
Go! Woo!
Clear for takeoff, brother. You ready to go?
That's range.
Great, fight on. Trying to get myself more towards where that center position is.
I'm Major Derek Keir, call sign Quake, and I'm an F-15C instructor pilot at the 114th Fighter Squadron here at Kingsley Field. Here at Kingsley, we train F-15C pilots, so we're going to start them out from having never flown a tactical fighter jet before, and then we're going to train them how to fly the jet, how to employ it, and by the time they're done, they're going to be a mission-ready wingman, and they're going to go out and fly with the active duty as well as guard squadrons across the United States.
One question I know I get a lot is people are wondering if they have to have any prior flight experience to be a guard pilot. Does that help? Do you need to have it?
You certainly don't need to. That being said, the process has become incredibly competitive. Folks who do come in with some flight experience, it's not a requirement to have a private pilot's license or an IFR or a commercial rating, but that is what will set you apart in your application for sure.
There are multiple pilots that also have airline jobs, and there are pilots that have jobs that aren't associated with the airline. So when they're not on status here working out at Kingsley, they're out doing their other 9-to-5 job, and then whenever we have a drill, then they come back and then execute our flying mission.
And one of the really unique things about the Guard is that unlike active duty pilots, when you go to pilot training, you know what platform you're gonna fly. You know the aircraft, right? Is that kind of a huge benefit, you'd say?
I knew that I wanted to be in one state. I knew I wanted to fly a particular airframe. I based my goals off of that. Now, that being said, you still have to perform, but that's in my control for the most part. So the Guard definitely helps with providing some assurances that you can't find other places. You're gonna start heavily into academics. It's gonna be some long days studying, getting to know the jets. And then once you have a baseline foundation, you'll start working into simulator events. As you're building on that foundation, you reach a threshold where you're ready for the flight line. The academics don't stop, the sims don't stop, and the flights don't stop. So very long and busy days, and it all kind of builds up until you graduate. What I would recommend is getting started as early as possible. Challenge yourself, dedicate yourself on this goal, and work towards it every moment that you can. Look to set yourself apart in any situation that you can, because that is going to stand out to us when we're going through applications.
So here at Team Kingsley, we're very much a small community and a small tight-knit bunch as far as our team members go. So the difference from the active duty is that you have less people, but all of the people that are here have been here for a long time. So everybody kind of knows everybody. Everybody's children, go to school together, they play together, and there's a lot of community involvement between, the active duty and the Guard side, as well as with the civilian side. So it's very much a team atmosphere between us and the military, as well as military and the civilian engagement there.
What I would first recommend to anyone who's interested in becoming a pilot in the Guard is go on BogiDope.com, BogiDope.com.
Now, if you are serious about flying fighters or any military aircraft in the Air National Guard or Reserve, BogiDope.com really is the best place to start. It was founded by a former F-15 guard pilot who trained right here at Kingsley Field and has helped hundreds of people land their dream jobs. BogiDope includes the most up-to-date pilot job board on the internet, with openings across 150 different squadrons, allowing you to pick both the aircraft and the location that interests you. The site also gives you access to a library of tools to gauge your competitiveness, as well as monthly webinars and a community of over 1,000 aspiring and current pilots, and a lot more. If you're interested in joining the community, you can visit the link I've left down in the description below, or head to bogidope.com to get started. Now I want to start with a walk around of this aircraft right here. I mean, the F-15C, ultimate air superiority fighter, like a classic American-made muscle car. I think still one of the fastest jets in the Air Force today. What's it like flying this thing?
Man, it's amazing. Super maneuverable, very fast. We can get high, we can get fast. It's an awesome jet to go out there and take for a ride. Kill ratio is 104-0, never defeated in air combat.
I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's awesome. So this jet is basically designed around the radar. We got the APG-63V3, so that's an AESA radar or ESA radar. Basically that gives us the ability to look out and see targets, whether they're high or low, and be able to find them and kill them at range. Here you've got one of our two massive intakes. We carry the Pratt & Whitney F100-220 engine. And this whole ramp here actually moves, as well as some of the doors in here move, to give us basically optimum airflow throughout all of our flight regimes. So we can get high and fast, low and fast, and still be able to be very maneuverable. We've got our M61A1 20mm Vulcan cannon. So it's about 6,000 rounds per minute that we can employ with. And then we have 940 rounds of 20 Mike there. So only the A10 has more rounds available than we do air-to-air wise. So externally we can carry about an extra 4,400 pounds per tank. And then for our armament, we're able to carry 8 air-to-air missiles. Moving on now to the wings. So we have a very large surface area. Basically, our wing area is the same size as your standard tennis court there, right? So that gives us the ability to be highly maneuverable at all altitudes and actually gives us a lot of stability. So we've actually lost a wing to a mid-air collision before, and the jet was still able to land on one wing. So it's a very survivable aircraft. And then for our control surfaces here, this is going to be about the same size as your standard T-38 wing, just for our slab. So it gives us the ability to be extremely maneuverable, both at low and high altitude.
Well, I know I'm excited because in just a little bit, I'm gonna have the chance to strap into the back seat of the 2-seat variant, the D model, with Quake here as my pilot to experience what these guys get to do every single day. It's gonna be pretty crazy, isn't it?
Man, it's gonna be great. There's several main things that we're really looking for to hire people to join Kingsley or around the Guard. You're looking for people that are self-motivated.
Ties you into your parachute, and
It's going to be about a 2-year process from the time you get picked up until the time you've got that Eagle driver.
We recommend to disconnect from your right side. Plug it, inhale, good.
You got to be hardworking, and then you cannot accept mediocrity, right? So good enough is not good enough. That's a common thing that we're going to say.
Handles, very violently, run those handles all the way forward. There you go, keep going, keep going.
We're always looking to try and get better as pilots, get better as officers, and then just get better as people as we continue to progress in our Guard life.
We're pulling G's, this will inflate, squeeze my legs, push the blood back to the head, and hopefully I won't pass out.
That's the point of it, yeah.
You don't need an engineering degree to become a fighter pilot. You don't need a science degree. You just need to demonstrate that you can work hard and challenge yourself and set yourself apart.
Go! Woo!
All right, feet and knees clear? Feet and knees clear, yep. Ready to rage? Canopy's going down. Should be a good day to fly. Oh yeah, man. Should be good. All right, we are clear for takeoff, brother. You ready to go? Let's range. All right.
Warning, engine fire left. Warning, Engine fire, right.
Sweet. Engine looks good. Let's rage.
Let's go.
There's 100 knots. There's 120. Here comes the rotation.
It's a rocket ship, man.
Gears coming up. All right, brother. Here comes the pull. Going up.
Oh, straight vertical. Wow. What a view. Does that ever get old?
Oh, never, dude. It was a blast, wasn't it?
That was sick.
In Quake 1 flight, yeah, we do confirm that the VR track does clear the TFR.
Quake 1.
You guys are so close.
Oh,
Literally
yeah.
the Thunderbird's up here.
We're usually not, this is like our standard fingertip position.
Wow.
2 and 3, take a left. Echelon left.
What's it like going up with a student on their first ride? Are they just loving it?
Dude, they're super task saturated,
Yeah.
and it's just the nature of, like, think about everything you went through, all that excitement and everything. That's the first time they're doing that in a fighter aircraft, right? You know, their whole life they've probably devoted to trying to get to that point. So they're so happy and so excited about that that they can get a little task saturated with just flying the jet. You know what I mean?
Do they start in the back or the front?
No. They are always going to be in the front seat
Okay.
when they're flying the Eagle. What we're about to do is basic fighter maneuvers, BFM. It's the dogfighting that you would have seen, you know, on TV, Top Gun, that kind of thing. So we start out with the crawl, walk, run approach. So the first thing that we're going to do with them in the Eagle after we get them qualified on the instruments is to teach them how to defend themselves and kill 1v1. So we send them out with an instructor. They're in a single seat F-15C model, and we see if they can, you know, survive on 3 different engagements that we execute with them, with the instructor starting out behind them at different ranges, and then we send them to have the instructor starting out in front of them and see if they can kill the instructor.
How many kill the instructor?
Chances are the answer is usually no, they're not able to get a kill on the instructor.
Got it.
But you know, they're able to kind of learn, and the whole point is to, like, get them into that cross check, put them in those situations, and see how they react, and just start from like a very slow approach, and then build them up until they're in a situation where, yeah, they're able to get close to killing the instructor. They're employing weapons, they're defending themselves, that kind of thing.
Copy.
So just get ready. He's going to be on our left side. We've got a good shot back there. We're going to pull hard to the left, and then I'm going to do like an aileron roll kind of thing.
Okay.
So it'll be fun. Great, fight's on.
Bingo, fuel. Bingo.
There he is over to our right.
Can't get us, let's go.
Woo!
Bingo, fuel. Bingo, fuel.
You feeling okay?
Yeah, I'm feeling okay.
All right. We had to get that done real quick so that we can have gas for the tanker.
Nice. Nice plan. I wasn't expecting how hard the G-suit tricks.
Sorry, man. It is. It took quite a bit when you're not ready for it.
Yeah.
If the G-suit gets in front of you on the inflation, it's hard to squeeze it out. If that makes sense.
Exactly.
Now, if you've been watching our channel for a while, you know how fast the modern battlefield is evolving. We're no longer dealing with just a single missile or lone drone in the sky. The real threat now are swarms. I'm talking about hundreds of low-cost, coordinated drones all attacking at once. And the scary part, they're getting smarter, cheaper, and more accessible every day. The problem is, traditional defense systems were built for a different era. They simply weren't designed to deal with this kind of scale. That's where the sponsor of today's video, Epirus, comes in. They're leading a totally new approach called the one-to-many mindset, where one operator with one system can disable dozens, even hundreds of drone threats at once. And they do it by using something straight out of science fiction, energy-based, high-power microwave technology. At the center of it all is the Leonidas HPM technology platform, a scalable, solid-state, software-defined system that basically acts like a real-life force field to counter electronics for critical asset protection. No missiles, no ammo, just energy. It's scalable, non-kinetic, and their flagship system has already been tested and delivered to the US Army. And Epirus's technology doesn't stop there. There's Leonidas H2O, a maritime system validated by the Navy that can disable drones, boat motors, and unmanned surface vessels at sea. And then there's Leonidas Expeditionary, a smaller, more mobile system built for the Marines to defeat swarms in the harshest, most remote environments on Earth. Epirus is what's known as a neo-prime, a new generation of defense companies combining Silicon Valley innovation with next-gen American manufacturing. Fast, agile, and mission-focused, they're building the systems the future battlefield demands. You can learn more about Epirus and their next-generation counter-drone swarm technology at the link I've left down in the description below. And a big thanks to Epirus for helping make this video possible.
So what would you say for new students learning to get, link up with the tanker? Is that hard?
The hardest thing for them is just getting comfortable being that close to another airplane that's actually going to be connected to their airplane. So, and then once they get into position, they've got some director lights down there they can kind of use to maintain their position. The thing that's difficult is when it's super bright out, it's very difficult to see those lights. So what they're doing is basically using some stuff in their heads-up display as well as some other visual points that they can look at on the tanker to get them in the appropriate window so they can actually get gas from the tanker. So it's not too bad in the daytime. In the night it gets a little bit more tricky, but the good thing is at night you can see those director lights really well. Alright, so basically what I'm doing here is, if you can kind of see the director lights up front.
Yeah.
They're super difficult to see in terms of the brightness right now. So what I'm doing is, I'm using basically my HUD to kind of line up, point on the jet. And then as I get closer into position here, I've got my AR door open. I've got this mirror up here in the center and then this one on the left that I'm going to use to kind of help see what we call the green apple on the side of the boom here. And so what I'm going to try and do is position that green apple directly where that gray shroud meets the boom, and that'll kind of tell me that I'm in the right position.
Got it.
So I'm trying to be nice and steady and let them kind of get everything hooked up. I'll kind of pull the power back here and try and get myself more towards where that center position is.
This is wild. We are like 10 feet from a massive AC-135.
Yeah. And you can see the boom operator actually
I got the
up in
phone
front
up
of
there.
us. There's 46,500 feet.
So what is the max altitude in the F-15?
Yeah, so in training, we're only going to go up to 50,000 feet.
Okay.
In combat, I can do, in combat, it's like, Bob's your uncle if you need to get higher and faster.
Yeah. Is your mask harder to exhale?
It's going to be, yeah.
Yeah, it's like puffing up.
Yeah. As you get higher, it's going to give you more oxygen, just based on the cabin altimeter and things of that nature. Hey, you can look and see the con coming off of 2's jet.
Yeah.
All right, so you ready to fly?
Yeah, my aircraft.
Right. You have the aircraft, and just be mindful. Like pushing forward will make you very uncomfortable. So I wouldn't push forward a whole lot if you don't have to.
Okay.
You can ease off and slightly push forward, but if you do it quickly, we're all gonna feel sick.
Okay.
You just do a nice smooth in on a roll to the right.
All right, turning the stick.
A little faster, a little faster, a little faster. Go, 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 go. There you go. Nice. Woo! Dude, that's dope. Now, nice smooth backstick pressure. Add a little pressure. Dude, that was really nice. Actually, like no joke.
Thank you.
Keep a little more, and freeze the stick right there. Nice, dude. Woo! Dude, that's really nice, actually. That was a great job.
Say I aileron rolled an F-15. Let's go.
Hi, the aircraft. Sorry, man. We're getting close to the field, and they're Seattle Center's like, "Where are you guys going?"
So you got some idiots in the back seat.
No, dude, it's good. It's good, man.
Does this have autopilot?
It has a what we'd call poor man's autopilot. So I have an altitude hold and an attitude hold, but it'll oscillate a little bit, kind of like when you put it on. Sometimes it will kind of just oscillate a plus or minus 50 feet or something like that.
Got it.
But it does work. There's 8,000 feet. It's higher terrain out here, so even though we're lower AGL, it's about 7,000 MSL. So we're gonna go in this valley up here.
Okay.
So hopefully we get some cool shots as we turn into that, and then we're gonna do a ridge crossing to the right up here in a second. All right, so this ridge line where it slopes down, we're gonna do a left-hand turn. I'm gonna make it not super aggressive.
Okay.
It's pretty neat.
Yeah, wow.
All right, here comes a ridge crossing to the right. Look at your shadow, low left 9 o'clock. How sick is that?
It just amazes me how you do that up there, man. Like, I am just like,
You know, it's not, nobody starts out in pilot training, you know, being able to fly the way these guys, or even the students, like, you know, when the students get here, the difference between them and when they started their actual regular UPT training,
yeah,
it's insane. At being a previous instructor there, they very quick on the uptake for sure. They have to be.
just so much respect for y'all, man. Badass.
Man, it's fun stuff for sure.
Quake Gamma 2.
Tower, Quake 1 is 18 miles to the east of the field for initial 3-ship.
Quake 1, Kingsley Tower, report initial runway 14.
Quake 1.
Well, thanks so much for letting me ride with you.
Dude, it was a rage, man. I think we got some pretty good
Yeah,
shots.
that other low level was amazing though. So.
Oh yeah.
Quake 1, departure and with gates up, runway 14, wind 240 at 4, clear low approach.
Quake 1, go low approach 14.
Quake 1 on the go, make right close traffic.
Quake 1.
So if you're interested in doing that as a part-time job with the flexibility to have multiple careers while still serving your country in the state you call home, one of the best routes you can take is through the Air National Guard. Now I'll be honest, I'm gonna need a little bit of time to recover after that flight, but I do wanna give a huge thanks to the 173rd Fighter Wing here at Kingsley Field, Oregon for giving us the chance to come out here and experience what life is like as an F-15 pilot. I left a few links in the description below where you can go to find more about the application if you're interested in joining the Guard. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one.